Hi guys, I'm Shannon the Garden Girl from Georgina Garden Center. I'm going to show you today how to propagate some indoor plants. So I have a few different pothos here with me, and today I'm going to propagate them in perlite. So what I have here is I have the 9-liter bag of perlite. I am going to put it all, or a good layer of it, into this clear container. Has a lid that fits it, and I'll tell you the importance of that in a second. So first I'm going to trim up all of my pieces. So I have some pieces that I've taken from mine indoors, and I did bring a few out. I have an Joy Pothos here. I have a Pearls and Jade Pothos here. And then this one here is a golden pothos. I believe it's a golden pothos that I inherited from my mom. I also have a cutting. I couldn't bring this one out because it's hanging. I do have oh, my mind's gone blank. Marble Queen. That's a Marble Queen cutting. So I'll cut all these up, and the wind just came up, so it blew my Tupperware off. Here. So when you do cut these, you'll see along the stem, I don't know if you can see from there, there's little nodes. So you have to make sure you at least get one node on each cutting. If you get two, even better. But you can tell too it was getting long and leggy, so that's also why I cut this one off. Once these have rooted, then I'll put them into the pots, just thicken up the pot. So I'm going to cut these off. Make sure your pruners are clean, and you can clean them with rubbing alcohol so you're not passing things in between if you prune something else just before this. So I've just cut them off in little pieces. There's 2 or 3 nodes on this one. This one, there's 2 nodes there. So I'm just going to go through and cut all of these. And make sure your pruners are sharp, or your scissors if you're using scissors. Again, if you're using scissors, use some rubbing alcohol to clean them, to disinfect them, but make sure they're nice and sharp. And I usually, just because it's easier for me, propagate in water. I actually have one here in a little vase, and this one has lots of roots. I have to repot this one soon, so it has lots of roots. But that's usually how I propagate. But we're gonna do the perlite today. Okay, so I've cut all these up into smaller pieces with at least 1 or 2 of the little nodes. I hope you can see that there. The little nodes here. And get my container. Open my perlite. Now, you do not want to touch the perlite with your hands once you put it in here, just for cross-contamination, starting new cuttings, just so you're not passing any bacteria or anything through there. So I'm going to put this in here. My container I also cleaned out. It's sterilized, so there's nothing in it. Probably just going to put a couple inches in here. The ground so it doesn't blow away. Shake it all out. You can see there's a couple inches. Then I have a container with some water here. I am going to just lightly moisten all of the perlite. The perlite is a naturally occurring mineral. Very easy to use. You'll see it, everyone has seen it if you've used potting soil. It's the little white pieces in your potting soil. But it makes really nice media to start your new plants. So I've pretty much moistened the whole top here. Now I'm just going to put some in, so there's at least ½ an inch of water sitting in the bottom of this. I want some water to stay in the bottom. Yeah, looks like there's about that much in there. So now all I'm going to do is to take these pieces and just gently push them in again without touching the perlite. I'm going to place them all in. I know some people take some of the leaves off, they don't leave them all on, or they'll just take little pieces. I don't mind leaving them on. And if you have more of cuttings to do, you can do a bigger container if you have room for it, or you can do multiple small containers. As long as the little nodes are at least touching the perlite, they don't have to be in the perlite, they will find their way down in there. Some of these could be a little bit big for in here, but that's okay. I think some of these leaves are too big. I didn't want to cut them off. Probably be easier with smaller leaves, but that's okay. We'll make it work. And I did check all these for little friends, as I like to call them, little bugs, just to make sure there's nothing in here to contaminate all of them. You don't really want to put in here and have little drips or something like that on them all. Just trying to make some room. I probably have too many for this little container, but that's okay. You guys can understand what I'm doing here. Okay, so they're all in there. Very full. So now what I'm going to do is put the lid on top, and it's going to seal it. Then I'm going to keep it in a bright window. I'm going to make sure there always is a little bit of water, so every few days I might have to add some extra water in there until they grow enough roots that I can plant into some soil. So there you have it. A few inches of perlite. It's moistened with water. There's about ½ inch of water sitting in the bottom. I did all my cuttings. Sealed the lid. If you don't have a lid, you could always use cellophane over top of it or something like that. But as long as it's sealed, it kind of creates a greenhouse effect in there, and they'll just root faster. Have a great day, guys.